Les Misérables, the musical phenomenon.
Fight, dream, hope, love.
One day more. Christmas Day on the IMAX. Listen, I'm gonna see it like 10 times in IMAX.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Whoa, guys. Holy shit, it's amazing. And I'll say this. I know, like, before we saw the movie, I knew, like, I dreamed a dream. Honestly.
Susan Boyle.
No, because of Patti LuPone.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. That's how the rest of the world knows it.
I knew I dreamed a dream because of Patti LuPone. And honestly, I don't think I had ever listened to the entire any cast recording all the way through. I really didn't. I was like, it's about the French Revolution? I know. I'm not embarrassed. No shame.
That's alright. It's a generalization most people make.
Sure. And then I'm in love.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's great. It's amazing. I get it. I get it, Broadway.
I like have a very silly relationship with this show because it is very connected with my time in high school. I saw it, both times I saw it, I was in high school, and that's sort of when I came to learn of it. And so in my brain, my crazy girl brain, the musical is the story of Eponine. Now, I've read the book recently, and I'm like, yes, the book, it's the story of Jean Valjean.
But the musical
is clearly the story of Eponine, because I would come home from school and sing on my own all the time.
Yeah, obviously.
And then I saw the movie, and I was like, oh no, the musical is also the story of Jean Valjean. It's so good. They did it.
They really did.
Tom Hooper did such a good job of taking a stage show and turning it into a movie.
Yep.
And doing it right and doing it well. Especially a stage show that's so huge. And because it's a musical and because it was that time in musical theater, pretty glossy.
Right, yeah.
But stripping it down and making it real to the issues that they were dealing with. It's the people are called miserable. They're miserable. Like
something that I appreciate so much because it pisses me off when they do this in other movies is I appreciated the tooth decay realness. I hate period pieces where they have beautiful white teeth because you know that shit ain't real.
Ding.
Oh man, I was like, yes, Anne Hathaway, you got those gnarled up teeth. That's so great.
That is what is so great about this movie. There's so many things that are so real. I mean, live vocals.
Oof.
Live vocals. Live vocals. Makes all the difference in the world.
Oh my god, yeah.
I can't even believe they did it. Like, even when I heard that they were doing it, when I went into it being like, this is not, there's no way this is going to be like all live vocals.
It is.
It's all live vocals.
It's amazing. And listen, here's my thing, okay? There are like so many good things about this movie and so many amazing parts and like it's all awesome as a whole, but honestly, you walk away and you're like, holy shit, Anne Hathaway.
I know.
Oh my god. I always liked Anne Hathaway. I was like, Anne Hathaway, obviously great movie star. Love her. And then now, like, I love her. Like, I'm like obsessed with her. She's amazing. I'm dream casting her in everything inside my brain.
My Fair Lady.
Yes! Make that happen!
Oh.
Anne Hathaway, listen, going for gold. I have, listen, you know, I was nervous. Patti LuPone, very much present inside my brain with that song. And, like, I know Anne Hathaway can sing, but I'm thinking about, like, vocal performance, Patti LuPone. I have a hard time comparing anyone to Patti LuPone because I'm obsessed with her. But Anne Hathaway acted, sang, cried, lived. She lived that song.
She lived it.
She like
I have heard that song sung. I have sung that song. I've performed that song in voice lessons. I've worked on that song. I have never, ever understood that song until I saw Anne Hathaway perform it. And I think it's because of the medium that you're really able to.
Right. And because the way he shot it
right.
it was one take and it was just on her face like the whole time. Because when I listen to that song on recording with Patti LuPone and others, I'm like, ooh, vocal performance, like blah blah blah. Even when you can hear like acting happening on a recording, you're like, great acting. But I agree, I had like never heard that song before until she sang it. Oh. She just lived it. It was her life.
Yeah.
It was everything she knew. It was all over her body and everything. Just flawless.
Let's talk about the rest of them. Let's talk about Hugh Jackman.
I mean,
Oscar nominee Hugh Jackman.
Saved Broadway. Like, he
Saved
does
Broadway.
it all.
He saved this movie musical genre.
Yeah. You know. The next thing, like, the only thing Hugh Jackman could do to make him a better human is, like, literally start saving people from, like, cars and planes and trains.
Yeah, yeah.
He's literally a superhero.
Ryan Gosling that.
Yeah.
Break up fights in the streets of New York.
True.
It's not that I didn't think he could handle this role, because I did think he does. Because
Absolutely.
even in his poppier roles, he brings like more of a heft to them, like Wolverine.
Yeah.
If somebody else played Wolverine,
Right.
it probably wouldn't be as
He
successful.
is an actor.
Yeah, but because he had never had a role of this caliber and weight to
Right.
play, he brought his heft to this hefty role. And
Come back to Broadway.
come back to Broadway and do a longer show and work your student rush policy out. His soliloquy in the church, also like right in his face.
Oh, so good. So good. Can't even deal with it. Just like, just imagine perfection. And then you will see it on the screen.
Yeah.
You will see it.
Yeah.
Because it's perfect.
Yeah. They should have made him look older, but that's not his fault.
Yeah, that was confusing.
We had a thing.
But whatever.
Yeah. Details.
I don't care.
Details.
Awesome.
He was great. Russell Crowe.
Oh, Russell Crowe acting.
He acted it very well.
He acted it very, very well.
His singing was serviceable.
Yes.
Um,
I'll say that since I didn't know the show, I had nothing to compare him to vocally. So I was kind of like, hey, they faded out at the end of your song. That's weird. But whatevs. And probably once I start listening to Norm Lewis, I'll be all,
I was gonna say,
yo bitch.
Yeah.
Norm Lewis.
right. I mean, but that's the other thing. For this movie, of this caliber,
Yeah.
for how well he did act it, and his singing was good,
Yeah.
there's no one else that could play it.
Right.
And they really did, I felt the struggle. Russell Crowe is pretty good at being menacing.
What?
Eddie Redmayne as Marius.
He's got such beautiful freckles.
I'm in love with him.
He's great. He's adorable. Singing and acting.
He's got a great
Come to Broadway.
voice. Come to Broadway to do a musical, please.
Yeah.
You're awesome. You're adorable. You're very nice. You're pretty close to age of me, so maybe
Is he straight?
Yeah.
Oh, good for
Just
him.
putting it out there. You're British. I think it would be a good match. I loved the conversational air he brought to a lot of his songs with Cosette. It was very playful and sweet. Samantha Barks as Evelyn.
Oh, wow. She has like a 15-inch waist.
She's so tiny.
Holy crap.
Man, and then because also she's in a corset, so
Wow.
she's like the tiniest person I've ever
But
seen.
besides her waist.
Right.
She's amazing.
She was great.
She was amazing.
She was great.
She was really good. Perfect.
Yeah, great.
Voice. Teeny tiny little waist. Beautiful.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Wow.
Speaking of gorgeous, Amanda Seyfried as Cosette.
Beautiful.
Cosette is a tough role. Just because it's not the most challenging, especially in this show of a million roles that are like real meaty. She's like the ingenue, and she did a great job.
Yeah.
And she, again, like with Russell Crowe, those are the two people who vocally were the weakest, but still were good.
Yeah.
She was great.
Absolutely.
And very self-aware.
I love her.
Yeah. Oh, also, yeah, I mean...
I just like her. I don't know. She's just, like, adorable and fantastic, and I think I have enjoyed her in everything I've ever seen her in.
Yeah. God, Erin Tveit as Ultra Raw. Yes. Everything. Even the wig. I got on board with that wig.
I like the wig.
I think maybe it just doesn't photograph well, but it looked better in... oh my god, he was so good, you guys. He was amazing.
Come back to Broadway!
Come back to Broadway. Don't ever leave us again.
I want you to succeed in life, but I want your show to be canceled.
A little bit. He was so great. I love that role. I will follow him into battle. I was like also seeing the show in a new light for my 14-year-old self. I was like, why isn't Ebony in love with him? Because he's like awesome.
Yeah.
He's like badass. Red, the blood of angry men. Oh God, and his singing on point.
Oh, Erin Tveit, your voice.
Woof.
Everybody, get the Catch Me album.
Oh, it's
just
my fave.
love on it.
He's so great, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew he would be.
Well, yeah.
Solid. Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh my. They, first of all, like, so funny, separate, and then, like, together, and, like, the choreography of all their pickpocketing was hilarious and amazing, and just all the little gags they had them pulling, and I was just so into it.
Yeah. One thing I'm really obsessed with is that I've always been a little obsessed with, in the English translation of the show, they have the poor people use Cockney accents.
Yeah, what?
Which, I mean, it's just to delineate class, which I think is really funny. And I'm curious if anyone can answer me if they do some sort of equivalent in the original French. I'm very curious. Or in other languages as well. If they do, like, lower class accents.
Email us.
But I'm obsessed with the fact that Sacha Baron Cohen, when he sang Master of the House in this movie, he used a French accent. Where the rest of the time he was using a Cockney accent. And it was like such a weird thing. And I'm like, I want to know why you did that. And I love that you did that.
You know that he like thought it through too. Because he's that guy.
Because he's like trying to put on airs and doing a French accent instead of doing like a posher British accent, which is what the rich people are doing in this movie. But it's I'm like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
They were great.
They were amazing. They were so great.
Yeah.
I loved all the really funny stuff where he's like, oh, Colette. Cosette. Oh my God, their interactions with that little girl were amazing.
And she was great too. Oh my God, both the kids. I could talk about this movie for hours.
Yep. When they announced that they were doing it in IMAX, I was just like, yeah, I want to see that.
No, absolutely.
Come on.
Oh, it's so good, you guys.
Everybody go see it.
Les Mis.
Oscar.
The world's favorite musical.
Hathaway. It's true. Maybe they will put a plaque outside the AMC Empire 25. They'll be like, Les Mis played here. Maybe they'll extend it in theaters and it'll play in theaters forever.
Maybe they'll buy the Ziegfeld and it'll only ever play there.